Oh dear, big mistake, it's a one way. Oh dear, this is all getting flustered. Oh dear, that's a shield.
Straight to fucking motorbikes and fucking weather vanes.
And a goodly portion goes into the pockets of the front end result as well.
Yeah!
Where it could be spent on steam.
Potential that it could go extinct, or that it will even go extinct based on current trends. If we develop this technology now, if this money has gone into developing this technology, can we then apply it to stop things?
Absolutely. He wore it in an interesting way as well. So when you think about the word Maharaja, typically you kind of imagine someone kind of protecting jewels head to toe. But Ranjit Singh wasn't really like that. It speaks to his humble warrior origins, relatively humble. And then it makes his way to Ranjit Singh when he comes into contact with him. So that's how he comes about kind of possessing the power is just naturally shifting, and as that power shifts,
Ooh. Well, as in, has this ever happened to us?
Yes, as in you've been really. So mine was an F-type manual.
Was the gearbox that crap?
Yeah, or
She's using the book, which is God napping.
Oh yes.
What do you mean by God napping?
Well, this is when you kidnap the gods of a specific city.
Why would you do that?
Well, it's offensive on morale. So
Good.
every city has got its own patron god.
Way to make that point was show solidarity and to make that point was to go in person. And it's true that we had long conversations with Volodymyr Zelensky, and I told him I said what is obvious. I said on behalf of the British government, huge numbers of British people, how much we admired what he had done. We couldn't be more Ukrainian than the Ukrainians.
Billions of messages in the last week about we didn't start the fire, which I was talking about doing a Gen X version at our Eastbourne live show, not realising that Fallout Boy, have done sort of that.
The reason the Nazis have had enough of the obsession with victimhood, have had enough about all of this stuff that you are advocating for more of. And my point to you is, if you carry on doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting the results.
It has various towers and gates and a distinct building at its centre called Barandari. Baran means 12 and Dari means doors. So it's like these 12 doors around a kind of complex set with verandas.
Shame there hasn't been more in the way of homage to him, visual or visible on the river or near the river. But you will be getting this Bazalgette embankment, I read, will be one of 7 new embankments by the current.
I don't see anybody caring about it. When you stick Fred in the middle of that, just this little Beano character at the top of the chimney with a hammer and chisel, pounding away at some faggot in the corner of his mouth.
a radioactive term right now, but I kind of.
Yeah, we'll get you in the right room.
Get me in the right room. I don't think it'll fit in the Last of Us universe.
I mean, I think of any zombie universe.
What's your focus? It's hard.
Muslim world is the only part of the world where after World War II, a leader who participated in the Holocaust can return to his home a hero.
To the edge, it ripped a bloody L-shaped turn in it, you know, just for fun this, you know, trying to win the manhole cover, you know. And I've gone round and I'm over these bricks.
A woman, or like in my everyday life, like the idea of me exploring femininity in any way feels like that doesn't serve my purpose, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel a bit like sad about that.
What was your initial take when you first stepped onto the pitch at Soccer Aid or at Liverpool? What was your fear?
Like,
One of the guys who I know, Harry Pinero, said to me, "I've watched football my whole life until he played Soccer Aid."
Various case studies. Could you talk a little bit about ancestral veneration first, and about the stories you use to illustrate that part of the story?
Each chapter covers a different aspect that is integral.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of people died of cholera in the summer of
got to make the medicine on last night.